the way we want to live? Yes? No? How many say yes? Nobody. So nobody wants to live like that. What we want to do is, we want to take control. We want our lives to be lived in the manner which gives us fulfillment. How does it happen? By bringing in integrity, by bringing in sampurti. Sampurti is the key, is the bedrock on which life should be built. Now is not late, now is the right time. Before entering into professions, before becoming big management gurus and big leaders, let us get grounded in the concept of integrity, in sampurti. Only with sampurti we can go on to further sutras and further sharings which will enhance our lives in an exponential way, in a beautiful way. All of us agree? Can we have a raise of hands? Excellent. So the response is terrific this time. The second concept, it brings us to the second concept of these 4 sutras of life management. The second concept is authenticity. And I must say, Professor Lotta and Father Joseph, both of them talked about the concept of authenticity. So for a change, you have a forum where all the 3 speakers are agreed on one concept, that is authenticity. It's a rare thing. So what is authenticity? I will define it from the way it is defined in the scriptures. Authenticity as described in Kathopanishad is defined by using a word called Shraddha. Now Shraddha is a very loaded word. We use it in everyday life for blind faith, for certain things, which exactly it is not. Shraddha doesn't mean blind faith. Shraddha means when you are integrated, the next step, the stretching forward happens, and that is authenticity, which is Shraddha. But if we have been misled, we have a very wrong concept of Shraddha, which now is a common understanding becomes blind faith. If somebody says, I have Shraddha on something, you think, oh, he has blind faith on something. He doesn't go by scientific reason, he doesn't go by logic. That's not the faith. That's not the right, correct understanding. So what is authenticity? What is Shraddha? Let us see what the Upanishad says about it. Authenticity is when you are integrated in yourselves, then you will realize there are certain things which are not happening because of the people around you. All of us would have worked in teams. We are all team players. We have team projects. All of us have worked in teams. There are certain ways, there are certain times when I am doing my job. You must be feeling, I am doing my job. It is happening perfectly. But the other person, my partner, is not fulfilling his role. So what can I do about it? Isn't it? So from your side, you are integrated because whatever you have taken up, you are performing. You are doing it. So you have integrity. But now, still, the project is not successful. So who is to be blamed? Am I to be blamed? No, because I have done my job. Incorrect. That is what the Upanishads say. Authenticity happens when you take control of the position of the situation and stretch yourself to then accommodate the inauthenticity, inintegrity of the other person in your team, whoever is around you. You stretch yourself and make yourself available to fulfill for them, to fill the role which they have left void. Whatever mistakes others are committing, if you are part of that project, if you are authentic with the project, you will stretch yourself, you will make an extra effort and do the job, whatever is needed from you or the other person to make the project successful. That is what authenticity is, that is what real Shraddha is as per Kathopanishad. I'll give you an example. If there is a team of 4 people working on a project, obviously you will have a certain division. Somebody will say, okay, I'll take the IT part, you take the presentations part, I'll take the research part, and you will have roughly 25% each. Now, when the project deadline is happening, you see your part is complete, but the other person is not following his part. So what you need to do? I'll say, okay, I have done whatever I could do, now I cannot help the other person. But if you change yourself now, what does it take? Let's say you were putting in 5 hours of work every day for this project. All it takes is 1 extra hour or maybe 2 extra hours. Just put 2 more hours and you will make the whole project successful. Isn't it? This is what authenticity is. Easier said than done. It's very difficult to practice. Of course, I agree. You will be irritated. You will feel, oh God, I have done my part. Why should I do his work? I am getting abused, I am getting used, other person is taking me for granted. But believe me, in the short term, even if you think this is a price to pay, please pay this price. Please pay this as a price of getting authenticity in your life. Because ultimately, who is going to benefit? Not your 3 project partners, not somebody else. Ultimately, the person who will benefit from this is you. Because in the long run, in the life, this becomes your guiding principle. You become authentic. Though you might have helped your partners in the short run, they would have gained, they would have laughed, okay, this person did my job, why do I need to do it all? But in the long run, I am telling you, dear friends, authenticity is a valuable treasure. It's worth getting abused. It's worth being utilized by others. It's worth being taken for granted. If you can get authenticity, in your life, even by getting abused, by being taken for granted, it's worth it. Let's all be authentic. Integrity and authenticity can make a huge difference to anybody's life. Once these two happen, only then the real work which can happen for the society can happen. Till you are integrated, till you are authentic, you are only living the life for yourself. If you are integrated, you are committed to something. You are good, you are gaining. If you are authentic, people in your breathing space around you are also getting benefited. But the next step, the next sutra of life management will benefit everybody around you. So the next thing which happens is what we call in Sanskrit as upayanam. Upayanam is a concept or the essence which has been taken from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Upayanam can be loosely translated as responsibility in English. Responsibility is what governs the society. Only when you take up the responsibility, the society is served. Till you are integrated, till you are authentic, you are living for yourselves. Once you take up the responsibility, you benefit everybody. If you take up responsibility for the college, the whole college is benefited. If you take up the responsibility for a city, you benefit the whole city. If you take up the responsibility for a state, you work for the state. If you take up responsibility for the country, you serve the nation. Only then you can serve the nation, dear friends, once you take up the responsibility, once you assume the responsibility for humanity, for spirituality, for bringing spiritual sciences back into humanity as mainstream of management, as mainstream of corporate governance, as mainstream of politics, as mainstream of doing business, as mainstream of having relationships, as mainstream of every single thing, you benefit everyone. So it's a responsibility which really helps the whole world. If you're talking about making a difference to the humanity by bringing more spirituality and helping the management, it's responsibility. Let us stand up and take responsibility for all our actions, for everything around us, and more. Keep on stretching for more and more. A beautiful byproduct which happens once you take responsibility is you stop blaming others. There is no blame game which happens around you. Because if in a project something is going wrong, you will feel, I am responsible for it. You will not say that that person has done a mistake, why should I bother? You will say, I am responsible for this, let me correct it. The correction can happen in different ways. Either you can tell the person, look, buddy, you have done it wrong. Why don't you correct it? Be integrated with your commitments. Be authentic to what you have taken up. Make him understand. He can do it. If still he doesn't make it, if he doesn't do it afterwards also, you take up the responsibility. You stretch yourself. Be authentic to the cause. Be authentic to everybody around you. That is real responsibility. That is real upayanam. As we say in Hindi, upaye. So you have to find a solution for everything which you see. Anything which happens in your breathing space, in front of your eyes, around you, be very clear, you are responsible for it. Whether you act on it or not act on it, it's a different matter. But anything which happens around you, You are responsible for it. So what is the best solution? Act on it. Because if I am responsible, why should I shirk from my responsibility? Let's act on it. Be integrated, be authentic, and take up the responsibility and act on it. With these 3 sutras, we come to the next sutra, which is enrichment. Really, friends, enrichment can easily happen if you start living these 3 sutras. It is also taken from our Upanishad, Ken Upanishad. The Sanskrit concept, the Sanskrit word for enrichment is apyayanam. So what apyayanam means is, you have to go on continuously adding something to your life, and as a result adding something to others' lives, adding something to lives of the people around you. Because actually, if a candle is not illuminated, if a candle is not lighted itself, can it light other candles? Yes? No. No. So unless and until we ourselves are enriched, how can we enrich others? It's a very common mistake which most of us make. I at least made this mistake. I thought, okay, I am going to enrich others. I am going to serve the society. But I didn't realize, first of all, for enriching others, I myself have to be enriched. I have to be confident. I have to be overfilling with joy, with service, all the things which I want to serve. Only then enrichment can happen to the others, people around me. So first thing is, only when a candle is lighted itself, it can light other candles, isn't it? So let us all commit to become a lighted candle and make SRS proud, make India proud of us. Let us all become a lighted candle by enriching others, enriching ourselves first, by standing, by taking a commitment on these principles, on these sutras from Upanishads, which are applicable everywhere, in corporate governance, in business, in our life, everywhere. That's why I call it 4 sutras for life management, not for leadership. Leadership happens as a byproduct. Leadership and all other skills happen as a byproduct. First of all, these are needed for managing your very life. So let us today take a commitment that we will be integrated. We will live in Sampurti from today. We will start being authentic. We will bring Shraddha to whatever we do. We will take responsibility. We will have Upayanam for everything around us. And as a result, we will enrich everybody. We will bring Apyayanam to everybody around us. That is all I wanted to share today. I thought I'll keep it very short. These are the 4 sutras. If you want to know more, or if you have any queries, feel free to ask me. You can contact me on Twitter also. My ID is turiyanand1 on Twitter. And I'm easily accessible on Facebook and other means. So we have, in Nityananda Dhyana Peetham, we have a lot of different courses and sessions which are full day workshops and full day sessions which are made and tailored towards bringing out this aspect of leadership, spiritual leadership and life management skills in students and everybody, because this is what we need. So I'm sure we can do further work with SRS and we can contribute a lot more together. I would again take this opportunity to thank everybody present, esteemed visitors, guests, dear students, faculty members, and my honorable speakers. It has been a pleasure to share this stage with you today and share some of these sutras. And thanks to SRS organizing team for making this event happen. Thank you so much. Nityananda. No, very true. Actually, that's a very sad part of today's life. What you have shared is true for most of us, because that is how we are brought up. Initially, whatever your mother or father is telling, you decide on that. That is the field of education you choose. Then you decide on a job which is accepted by the society. No. I am not saying this. I am saying first of all you have to be integrated. Only then afterwards the authenticity part comes in. See, what you have done is you have started talking about the authenticity part, where you have to fulfill the other's part. But first you have to bring in integrity in yourself. So think through. See what is happening inside you. What is the life current which governs you? You might not be made for a doctor, you might be made for a corporate guru, or you might be suited for a leadership role or something else. So first be integrated with what is happening inside you. Find out that life current and stick to that life current then. Tell everybody around you, tell your parents, you want me to be a doctor, but I am not suited for a doctor. Inside me, I feel I want to be a singer. Straightforward. So that is what integrity is. If you are very clear you want to be a singer, tell everybody around you. Be integrated. If you are not telling everybody around you, then you pay the consequence. Because you are not integrated, others will force their opinion on you. So what to do? So integrity is again the solution. Be integrated with yourself and then tell the same thing to everybody around you. Make it very clear to everybody that this is what I want to be. You please don't impose your will on me. Got it? Thank you.